From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Good evening, everyone. We're making it midway through the week. It's the first day of November as we start to move forward. You know, this is when we typically start seeing cooler temperatures and wetter patterns moving in. And here's the deal. We've got a change in our overall weather pattern here. It's on the way, and it's just right around the corner. It's making its way here by tonight and into tomorrow. So the cooler and wetter pattern returns tomorrow. And this is a pattern that's going to stick around through the weekend and most likely through most, if not all, of next week. So we've got this area of low pressure here. We've got these clouds that are kind of moving on in. We've started to see that today. Now, behind all that, all of this here is an active weather pattern in the Pacific, and it will be impacting our weather in the coming days. And as early as tomorrow, we start to see some of that rain move in. So here's 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're just beginning to see some of that rain hit the coast, and yeah, that's normal, right? And it's some pretty decent rainfall at that. That pushes eastward, and by noon, now we're seeing it in Siskiyou, Modoc County, parts of the eastern mountains, but really, if you notice here, we've got fairly dry conditions here for the eastern mountains and most of the valley, but Redding, Red Bluff, you may see some stray showers in the afternoon hours. Now, we go into about 6 p.m. on Thursday, you see the heaviest rainfall is for the coast, Trinity County, Siskiyou, Modoc County, right? And we're seeing some activity possibly for the north end of the valley. But notice especially Chico southward, even Red Bluff, having a hard time picking up on any of that rainfall. And not to mention the eastern mountains, but places like Bernie, Aden, Fall River Mills. Yeah, I think you'll see some showers tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, but the bulk of it, as you can see here, is to the north and to the west. Now we push into Thursday night, and we're seeing that kind of push of moisture push southward, but it's breaking apart, not as strong, so any rain we do see out of it for the eastern mountains, southern end of the valley, will not be all that significant. Then we go into Friday. Now Friday morning, some lingering showers with the overcast skies, but overall not a lot of rain Friday morning. We take into the second half of the day though, we start to see more of that second push of moisture move in. And you can see the leading edge of it by 5 p.m. is just hitting the eastern mountains in Modoc County. And of course in the valley, heavier rainfall as expected will be off to the west for the north coast. So how much rain could we possibly expect as we go through Friday evening? Well, the bulk of the rain, as mentioned, will be on the coast where we could pick upwards of 1 inch to 2 inches of rain. But notice as you start heading to the south and east, as we would typically see, less and less rainfall. Less rainfall for the valley, less rainfall for the eastern mountains. Now here's the overall pattern setting up. Broad area of low pressure. Here's the storm track. Think of the jet stream or the storm track as a track that storms follow. So we've got a storm system here that's coming on in as we go into Thursday, Friday. We've got another system right here. This is following the track. It'll be moving on in, coming in this weekend. And there's more coming in behind that. So as long as we have that storm track aimed at us, we will continue to see the chance for rain. So I'm not going to stop it at any particular day because the timing and intensity of these storms are going to change as we go into the weekend and into next week. But again, you can just see that one system after another coming into Northern California. Some days we might see a bit of a break, other days not so much of a break, and we see those cooler and wetter conditions. Now, we have to bring up the potential and the fact that part of the moisture that's coming in is going to be from some weak atmospheric rivers. So here we are on Thursday. I mean, look at this big stream of moisture. This is known as an atmospheric river, otherwise known as a Pineapple Express or Coconut Connection, because you can see that source coming down from Hawaii, making its way to Northern California. Okay, so that's Thursday. Now we take you into Friday. We've got a thinner line of moisture coming right into Northern California. Again, another fairly weak but strong enough atmospheric river to have a fairly good impact, especially for the coast. That pushes southward, but look at this. We have another weaker atmospheric river coming in by Sunday of next week. That then pushes to the south, and I expect that we may start to see some drier conditions begin to move in, but we got to watch this right here toward the end of next week. This may move in and bring us more rain toward the end of next week. So you get the idea, kind of one system after another moving on in. Now, long range, we're going to take a look at the next 7 days or so to give us an idea of where most of the rain is going to be. Where is it typically? No surprise, right? Most of it's to the north and to the west. We see less as you start heading to the south and east. Now, notice we've got upwards of close to 6 inches of rain. Could we see that much rainfall? It's not out of the question. However, keep in mind, this is in a span of 5 days. This is going into next Wednesday, actually 6 to 7 days. So you get the idea. It's not going to be a ton of rainfall, especially head to the east, but some decent amounts of rainfall for the north coast. All right, let's talk about those wave heights. They are increasing with the approaching series of storms, so we will see higher wave heights as a result. Now, the marine forecast for your Thursday is calling for those south winds at 5 to 15 knots, waves from the west at 5 feet at 10 seconds, and there you can see those rain showers are in the forecast. Okay, so here's what it looks like tonight. The clouds will be on the increase. As a result, not as cold, because the clouds will act as an insulating blanket, preventing us from getting as cold as we have been. Rain still holding off through most of the night. It's not until tomorrow morning that the coast will see the rain begin to move in, and then it kind of pushes eastward through the day for Northern California. By tomorrow night, the southern areas will start to see better chances for rain. So I would basically say that from Red Bluff or just south of Red Bluff southward, it will be dry through the day on Thursday. Most of the eastern mountains will be dry on Thursday as well, but places like Bernie, Shingletown, Fall River Mills, Aden, El Terce, you're all seeing that potential for some rain, and then eventually by tomorrow night, that rain pushes eastward. Of course, rain through most of the day for the north coast. Okay, so let's take a look at your 7-day outlook and to kind of give a better perspective. So there's your Thursday forecast. Mount Shasta, Modoc County in general, rain, right? But for Susanville, basically Susanville southward, probably dry conditions. But then by Thursday night into Friday, we're seeing that rain move in. Off and on chances for rain through Monday, maybe a break on Tuesday, and then maybe next Wednesday, another shot for some rain. Now for the valley, I've got chances for showers tomorrow afternoon for Redding and even Red Bluff. Is it going to be a lot? Most likely not, but be prepared for the potential as we go into Chico, most likely dry. But by Thursday night, there's that rain chance kicking in all the way through Monday with yet another chance going into Wednesday. Here's your 7-day outlook for the North Coast. Of course, more rain here. We have better chances for the next several days. Looks like we could even see a break for most of us on Tuesday, but now it looks like even better chances for rain on Tuesday as we go into the coast and inland areas, and that'll probably continue into Wednesday. The bottom line is this. We do have chances for rain. It's this cool and unsettled weather pattern moving in, but we won't see rain each and every single day. Some of us may see a bit of a break. Others are going to see rain off and on, but the heaviest rainfall, as mentioned, will be on the coast, and not to mention even some of the inland areas.